I've never gone live on all three. That's the thing.
So
Okay.
is live.
We're live. Hi guys, we're live, right? Everybody put a 1 for live. I'm gonna act like AT2. Put a 1 in the chat for live. I think we are. Okay, so we have Sarah and Mocha Rains here, and we were literally just discussing like just how like friendships and like things that happen. I really don't want to like keep going back into my situation, but you know, they were just being a friend and we're just talking about how like, you know, it's just time to like take it down. But I don't know. Let's talk housewives though. Let's talk. So did you guys both see? Now I know that I'm behind the thing and I totally missed the Jersey Housewives recap this week one. And I got in trouble, I know, because of my mouth. But we're going to talk we can't even say that word. Marry off Shag later, because I'm in trouble with that, because I'm from Jersey and I'm a little rat. I got my cheese over here. All right. So that's telling me that I just went live. Okay. So we'll talk Jersey first. So you guys both watch Jersey and OC?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay, just pretend. Okay, just pretend that we didn't do this. Pretend you guys weren't on Adams this week. All right.
Actually, I wasn't. So you're good to go.
What do you think about Bill Aiden with Evan? Because I was very upset with Evan the way he talked to Bill. What do you guys think with that situation?
Actually, I'm on the opposite side of that. So it's cool we hadn't chatted before because I feel like Evan has been very patient. I understand Bill, that's his wife. He needs to stick up for her. But to say that she didn't go digging when we all know at this point that it doesn't seem like there's really anything there, or that she would have brought it up on the show if anything had been, said, or even if another rumor had been started. So I feel like, Evan has been really quiet and hasn't said a whole lot. But when he's like, well, and my wife never went digging, he was like, okay, I've hit my limit. I haven't made your wife apologize. I haven't, Teresa gave a very like poor apology. And I was like, sure. Like he hasn't, we've never seen him bring Bill into the whole conversation to be like, any of that. And I just felt like him hitting that was like, no, I don't feel like, if you say, well, your wife's not a nice person, nobody's going to appreciate that. So,
exactly.
So I feel like, at that point, the delivery could have been a little better, but I was like, stand up for yourself, dude. And I appreciate Bill standing up for his wife because he hadn't been very supportive. So before.
And I'll just piggyback off that.
Okay, yeah.
That's okay. Yeah. So I'm a bit like Sarah. For me, I thought Evan waited patiently. I'm happy that he went straight to Bill and said, like, this is how I see what happened. I still don't think, like, if it looks like bashing, then I guess, but
I just feel like when he walked away, he said to him, he's like, just go. Or like, I agree. Yeah. Like, he definitely should have said something, but I just, he's like, all right, the way he said, like when he walked away, I think he made like, I just looked at Evan like, okay, like I agree with you, but when Bill was walking away, just the ignorance, I guess maybe it's me. I just was like, you could have just not said that. Like, okay, go dude, or get the fuck out of here. I think he said something like that. And I was like, whoa, dude, like, because what's Bill going to do? I understand he's got to stick up for his wife as well, but I agree she shouldn't have went digging. It's definitely.
I think that was more out of frustration from Evan, though, like,
right,
because you didn't get an answer. Like when you don't get the answer you kind of hope and you get,
right?
You kind of turn and you're like, well, F you then, because if you don't want to give me a response, then I'm not going to dignify you with a response. That's kind of how I saw it.
Right.
Yeah, when he was kind of like, I'm gonna, like, you're not being honest, dude. This is bull,
right.
BS. And Bill's like, I don't see it that way. I'm gonna leave. It's not like, I guess, especially when you're kind of pissed and you're a pissed Jersey person and you're a dude. He probably like could have said a lot worse. So
yeah,
but I also noticed none of the guys went running after Bill. Like if this were the women filming, somebody would have had to go running after him, and then
Right.
they would have had a little moment, and then they would have had to bring him back. So part
I
of me
can't.
just appreciated the moment of like
Yeah.
how real life works versus
That right. I kind of wanted them to go get Bill because I felt bad for him at the moment, but it's like I guess it's a double-edged sword. Like you can't. There's no winning right there because you can't really go. You don't. It's his wife's wrong, but you don't really want to voice that. Like you kind of want to back her up because that's kind of how Jersey is. You just kind of you're loyal. You deny till you die. It's kind of like that a little bit, but it's so obvious that she's wrong. We kind of wonder what water she drinks because like Marge and even Jackie, like they're different and like they're definitely different, but it's like we kind of question like where they're from for real, but no, just joking.
yeah. Well, they
A little different,
definitely
but
have had like I think some different life experiences
yeah,
outside of maybe the traditional Jersey, Irish, Italian, family situation. But I think Frank and Joe, Joe Bagnina, if I'm
Joe
not Joe
B.
Gorga, the other Joe, I think they might be
It's Joe
able.
B, right? Joe B. Yeah, B. Okay.
Well, we'll say Joe B.
Yeah.
So I don't want to butcher his last name. I feel like they might be able to talk to him afterwards, and because they both have been in his shoes as far as cheating,
True.
and so I think I think that those might be the two that are able to be peacemakers a little bit more. I think Joe Gorga has the whole crook situation that he's not happy about.
Mm-mm.
Um, regardless. So in that moment, I don't see how, I don't think that Joe Gorga would have been the best one to like bring him back into the fold. I think there needs to be some reconciliation there
Right.
too. Also getting kicked out, he was very sore about that. So
He got kicked out of like the friend group or thingy, right? Where
out of the barbecue,
oh, okay,
when,
okay, that's right. They
when
were
Melissa and
gotcha. Oh, okay, yeah. I kind of felt for the kids too. Was that when the kids were like, "Where's Teresa and the kids?" and they had to tell the kids that they were all at somewhere else. It's just a sad situation because I don't know really. Nobody's really right here because it happened. And then the one point they're like, everybody's crucifying her and Bill's the one that cheated, but like she's the one being sneaky behind everybody's back. Not realizing this was going to come up. She's digging on Evan, she's digging on this one. And Marge for years was saying that, and we're like, did he have one, or did he, or didn't he? It was kind of
weird. I thought Marge was just being snotty. And
me too. I finally I was like, well, it's out now. Like they can deal with it, and let's move on. And then, bringing up the Jackie stuff, that was kind of effed up because it's like, I know it's not true. And I'm glad that it got, there's no more life to it. But then I'm like, oh, here, they're going to give it life again, but it died down. Mm-hmm. So all right. So with Joe Gorga, well, did you guys hear the rumor about him with the mortgage thing, with owing the money on his house?
Mocha.
You understand that, right? You understand he's just upside down in his mortgage, right? It's just because he had, when the economy was better and the comparable sales, he could cash out refi back in the day.
He did that. Like the stories from like end of last year, isn't it?
Yeah, like he has to. Yeah. My parents are upside down on their mortgage. It was just the way. Okay, there was a refi boom. Everybody.
The economy is up and down all the time, right?
Yeah.
No matter where you are in the world, so money gets tangled into everything, and then you can make one bad decision or not. It doesn't matter. Like, I don't like when I heard the stories about them selling all their houses. Like, I didn't think it was like they're broke. Like they just need to get rid of the houses.
It all the time.
Yeah,
like you know how the economy works. Like if you're going to get a certain amount of money at one point, and that it's up the highest it's going to be.
Like flipping houses.
Yeah, you cash that out.
I mean, if that was what I was doing for a job, like, yeah, I'd be doing the same. Right? And a lot of people, when you watch renovation series or even when you renovate yourself, you do live in a lot of properties that you fix up because it ends up being cheaper anyway.
We have another guest. You guys want to guess who it is? I'm going to quote.
Well, if you're doing quotes, I guess it's Joe.
It's Joe.
He can only come on if he's not an avatar.
I know. Oh, you know what? One day, because this is not fair, Mr. Joe. Hold on, I'm trying to add you.
Well, I
And then
also
let's say hi to
Joe.
the chat. There's a lot of people in the chat, guys. I forgot to say hi to everybody. Aaron's there. You guys can see the chat, right? Everybody can see everybody.
Yep.
Okay, good.
Oh, I should pull up the chat. Sorry.
So, Joe, how are you?
This
Joe.
is my first.
Why are we
one,
doing
other
air
than
quotes?
being just a guest?
Why are we doing air quotes? I don't know, Joe. Why are we doing air quotes?
Whatever.
Whatever.
And,
You know.
and thank you for resending the link. I had to scroll all the way to the top of our chat to get to the link again.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'll repin it for everybody who else. If anybody else wants to join and yell at me, Jesus Christ, Joe.
I love your sarcasm, Joe.
He's sassy.
Joe was
Like,
so put upon.
No, I'm just exhausted because I've been up since 4 working, and then I literally just finished. Well, actually, I'm not finished. I've got like one more thing I need to review, but like this is my fucking last day. Like I shouldn't be working this hard. I should just close my laptop.
No,
I
last day.
I thought you were done working though. I thought today was your last day or something. We were having a party tonight.
It is, and typically people when it's their last day, they leave work early, right?
Yeah, they leave work early. You don't do much even when you are
I
there.
used to
It's
leave
like
work
you're-
early just because.
Yeah, it's like you're there to like, and then like maybe that you go out to lunch, like you leave early and go to lunch with folks, and then you come back and then you still goof around, and it's like, okay, nobody has any questions for me. Then like at 3, you go and like give hugs, and then you're out by 4, and nobody really cares.
See?
Like,
Oh well, you're way nicer than
no,
me, Sarah.
I think that's just my.
I'm trying to
biggest-
pin the link.
Like I want to be able, like I want to be able to just check the fuck out and not care. But I want to be able to like close the chapter of this job knowing that I did everything that I was supposed to. It sucks. I hate it.
But don't you? You're happy you left, right? Right?
Well, yeah.
Okay.
But I would consider having already left if I've already shipped off my stuff.
Right.
Right now, I
Yeah.
still have the damn computer in front of me. So until I've like completely logged out and like put it in a box and shipped it off, then I don't consider having officially left yet.
and I totally understand, Joe, because I had a place that I worked at that was a bazillion hours and was like breaking my spirit, and you know, and that's one of the reasons, the biggest reason I think why I left as well. And yeah, I did actually, when I think about it, I did work at that place up until the end. And then when I think about, you know, a place I left more recently, you know, it was like, okay, you're leaving. Like I mean, my gosh, we had a plan. Actually, I was the only one that knew how to send out one thing. So they were like, they had me training like multiple people because they didn't want me to leave since I was the only one that knew how to do that. And then once that was done, it was just like, so, but yeah, I think when you go to your next place, we're going to all celebrate. We'll have a live and
Did you
Great.
find your next place? I forget.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. I did.
Okay.
I already accepted.
Oh,
the-
you did tell me about it. Sorry.
yeah.
It's like kind of social media or like media related, right? With like something with this stuff, right? Or no?
I'm anonymous. Remember? Jeez, Krista.
Oh my
I
God!
know.
Sorry.
He's
Well,
got a
we-
gig working for Bravo,
we don't-
guys.
Oh my God! You know what? You are so not fair, Joe. We don't know what you look. Well, I know what you look like, but kind of. That could be like.
I'm
don't know.
gonna be Jamal the intern on Bravo. They're like, ooh, this sounds really racist.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean,
all right.
Well,
Well, Anonymous Joe, that's what I'm going to call you now.
well, I
Anonymous
got to do air
Joe.
quotes because I don't even know if I like what to call him these days. You know, I don't know if it's Joe. Is it Joe? Is it Mr. Mendoza? Is it Mr. Bravo? Andy? I don't know. Could be Andy. Who knows?
Yeah, just relish at the mystery, guys. Well, I'm sure you guys will see me in New York. So
Well, we don't know what you look like, Joe. You could be a kidnapper. Okay, you could like kidnap us.
Well, I can't. Well, obviously, I can't get to you that close because.
Well, you know what we look like. We just don't know what you look like.
I know, but
Yeah,
no,
he's
but
standing
if I
next to us, like,
no, but if I just go right next to you, you'd be packing, and I'm just like, oh no.
If you have the same voice, we'll know who it is. But
Yeah.
not even your real voice. Like you're probably like Paris Hilton. You know, when Paris Hilton really talk shit. Like, holy crap! Like, oh my God! Like, where'd that come from? You know?
That's iconic.
Elaine, I love that. Wait.
what?
I love you guys. Like, seriously, I can't believe that I missed the lives this week. But, that's why we always offset. Do you see his big mouth? I mean, come on. Like, he is horrible. He literally is like a whore in church. He's the worst. Like, I have so much hate from him that I can't even validate because I don't even, he's like, I know this, I know that, but he won't validate it. I'm like, you are the worst.
Well, so if we want to segue into
Yes.
marry off Shag,
Yes.
we can do that because I put him, so I made two choices. I was like plan A and plan B.
Well, should we do a C real quick? Should we talk to a C real quick?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Yeah, let's just finish that real quick because then we'll get into the dirty stuff because we have to talk about this. Okay. So, all right. Now, Dr. Jen. All right. So basically with the Louis thing with Jersey, I can possibly say like, I didn't like the way he was talking to Marge last week. That kind of shook me a little bit because I understand she won't shut up and let him speak. But to sit there and say, like, you don't intimidate me on my worst, I can't talk, I'm from Jersey.
Yeah.
Intimidate me on your worst.
Yeah, you don't intimidate me. I'm not intimidated by women.
You shut up, dude. Like, you're already, like, you're lucky they're even here right now. But, like, I'm so glad that Teresa is in love with somebody. And I feel like Gia needs to stop because first she's like, don't get a prenup. And now she's like, you're moving too fast. Don't you think? Like, whatever. You don't make any sense. That just shows that she literally is just too young to put her input in. But what do you guys think about Frank moving in with the kids? Do you think that's pretty? I mean, I can say the kids, they're not really kids. One's a doctor, one's a realtor. But do you think it's like he shouldn't have girls there or what do you think? I mean, he's single. What if he wants to have somebody over? Do you think that's right or no?
I mean, as a single man.
House, so her house, her rules.
Okay.
Mocha,
do you think it's fair? Do you think it's fair?
I think, like, at the end of the day, they're all adults, right?
Right.
The hardest thing is, like, he's living with his children that he never actually lived with. So that's a dynamic that you're not used to and that your children are not used to. And unfortunately for Frank, they kind of know who he is as a man, not a dad, in one way. So, I mean, for me, if that was me and my dad, I'd be fine with it. Me personally, I don't care if my parents get it on. I actually make jokes about it. Like, everyone's a grown up. This is what you do. This is how you got here. So don't be going, ew, it's great.
Like, he doesn't have to, like, advertise it, and break
that's
furniture.
The only thing. Like,
don't be breaking furniture, Frank. Just, I know
don't have the women walking around half naked in the house or anything either,
Right.
Like, it's still the kids' home. This is the home they grew up in. And at the end of the day, Dolores has allowed everybody to live there for nothing,
That is true. That is true.
So
I
it's really her
agree
rules.
a little bit with
shout out to her.
Yeah, I kind of am in the middle with Mocha and Joe. Like, I do think, excuse me. I do think that, yes, ma'am. Sorry. I'm apparently, I guess I'm not.
I know mine. I was trying to get Judgy Cat in here.
Yeah, but I think that it's the kids. I wonder from a lot of other things. Yes, they never lived with him, but I also wonder, like, how they see him as a dad. And I feel like, yes, he could bring women around. I think that they will build a stronger bond, a relationship, if he doesn't bring the women around. I think his son wouldn't seems non-conflict, it doesn't matter. But I think knowing that your dad cheated on your mom when, they were pregnant, and then he's always had there's a certain perception of, having just some randoms around, But now if my dad were in a relationship with somebody, I would be like, okay, that's different. But if he were just bringing randoms to the house, I'm like, no, this is not your frat house. I don't need to see your random hookups. You're my dad. Like, I want to feel like I come first in that way.
Yeah.
And so kind of, I think it will be better for them and cause less friction if he just goes to whatever rando's house.
And can I just piggyback off that with the comment here from Rosemary? how she said, you know, Gabby calls him Frank, not Dad. And as a kid who does this to her own fathers, it's understandable, right? Because if you didn't grow up with this person, you don't really know how to address them because you don't feel like they're necessarily your dad, but you know they're your father. Like, does that make sense?
It makes sense,
Yeah.
absolutely.
So, because I know I've seen a lot of people in all the different chats be like, "Oh my God, how disrespectful of her," and it's like, yeah, but understand the situation. You like for her, she knows Frank.
Right.
She probably doesn't know Frank, the man who is her father.
Right.
Like, I know for me, I call my real dad by his name. He hates it, but too bad, mate. You got two options, that or you're a donor.
I hear you. I hear you.
And then my stepdad, like, yeah, he's my dad, but at the same time, when he's frustrated me, I call him by his real name. And it's because I'm an adult too, you know? Like, and when you're an adult, you have a different relationship with your family.
Yep. And they probably now as adults recognize his behavior more now. Because, you know, when you're younger, you see things, but then as you get older, then you start to realize what you saw is what you saw. And you're like,
yeah, and you understand it more because you are the adult and you might have been through that or you're going through those situations. So
I tell you right now, I had a lot of guilt because I raped with my dad. I was, you know, he was an alcoholic and a drug addict. So and when I was younger, I felt like I was always like, you picked that over us, you picked that over us, you picked that over us. And you don't love us, you love that. So as I became the addict, I realized that's not true. So I had guilt. I still have guilt for that because I feel like I put so much, I hated my dad and it was like crazy because I didn't understand the addict until I became the addict, you know, and then we like got clean together, but we got, you know, it was just a long journey, but like, I still feel guilty. Like I do call both of them dad. So I refer to when I say dad, I usually don't say biological or step, but I think most people know what I'm talking about, but you guys probably don't. But my biological dad, I feel so guilty for that. So I wonder too, like if Frank doesn't, you know, I feel like Dolores has, what she was saying, she had a lot to overcome that I didn't realize that Frank was like, you know, when he was with her. And I was shocked because I do know them. So it was like, I guess, you know, 27 years ago as well. So she's had to put so much time and effort and like I don't know, it's processing,
and you'd have to put yourself on the back burner for the kids too, you know, like
he's always
you want to keep that relationship open for your kids.
Yeah, she's amazing for that.
Yeah,
you know?
And like that's the hardest thing. Like my mum did that my whole life. She left the line open between me and my Aboriginal side, and unfortunately it didn't work out for me, but at least she did the right thing by me, knowing that it might not work out for her either.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing, you know, being a kid's hard in these situations, but being the parent in these situations is even harder, especially being the mum.
I mean, Dolores too, like
you still cop everything.
He stayed with that woman too for 4 years after that. So imagine her having to, he didn't just, you know, cheat. He left with the woman. He stayed with her for 4 years. And like, he says it should have been 4 weeks. He regrets it. But I mean, that was 4 years that she had to process that. So, I mean, they are soulmates as well. Not soulmates like they need to be married. Soulmates like their family. So, like, I feel
you can be best friends and be soulmates. So
right.
I get what you're saying.
He's had a lot of time to forgive him. So I kind of feel like I give him a pass a little bit.
And he admitted the other week, like an episode or two ago, you know, like he made the biggest mistake by doing that. And I thought when I seen that, I was so like elated for Dolores because not only did he admit it to her, and the family, but to the whole world, like saying, my bad, you know, I left a good woman for no real reason except for I was selfish. And I think that shows a lot of growth too.
There's a lot of interviews where he says that, and he's like, she was the best thing that ever happened to me. I messed that up. I have paid for this my entire life. I am lucky that she lets me in her life, and I'm lucky that she let me in. Like, really. And it's like, you'll see these interviews. It's like, I like, oh my God, like, I love him. I loved you. I love Frank, but like, it does to see him just be so accountable. And then I do feel bad because you guys don't really kind of see that side of him. Like you did, and I'm so glad that there's some of that stuff out there. Because I do like go back and look at old interviews, but like I just admire them and Dolores because I know it's not easy, you know. And then he never lets his relationships on camera, the ones that he does have. So it's like, I wonder, when she does kind of mention a relationship, it's a little serious, but I think this one isn't. But you see Dolores' face, and I'm like, don't even. Like, I don't think she gets jealous, but I think she's protective of who's going to be allowed in his life and her kid's life, Like, I just give her a lot of credit for even, like, he did pay for everything for a long time, too. She does own a gym by herself, so she is very self-sufficient now. I mean, very self-sufficient. Rosemary, look at your time, 555, my angel number, sorry. They pop up all day long. But, all right, so anything else with Jersey, guys? I'm sorry, I kind of overtook it.
No, I think Louis was... Several people have mentioned how he spoke to Teresa, and honestly, I'm of two minds on that. One, it doesn't look good on camera, and two, it's not nice. But also, it's... I actually am slightly okay, because I feel like Teresa doesn't listen. Like, he was like, no, I want to talk. No, I want to talk. No, I want to talk. And then it's so I do know a few people that it's almost like you have to get a little strict, harsh, whatever, and it may come across cringe, but it's like, hold on. And like, in order for you, I felt like he did that to be like, in order for you to hear me, you don't want me to leave, right? So, okay, let me speak. So it was like, and does it sound condescending to say like 2 ears, 1 mouth? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, a little
So
bit.
I felt like he needs to strike that balance of, I'm going to jump in and be like, stop. You've got to, I'm speaking, quit, like,
right. Being a Krista, Teresa.
yeah, like I need to breathe. You're like killing me here. But then he doesn't need to go on with several, like, you need to do this, like, I was like, oh, there are nicer ways to say all of that.
Yeah, it didn't really help his case. Didn't help his case, I guess.
and then what? And I don't know if, I feel like, because a lot of what we've seen is like outside stuff, not him within the show saying and doing things. There's just a few moments that we're seeing that are cringe. And then, hi, Aaron. That I think Margaret was trying, Margaret was trying to help him. And Margaret had been saying from the beginning, for like the video and that kind of stuff, like, and I really think it would have been a non-issue if it was like, oh, blah, blah. It, like, we wouldn't still even be talking about it.
Right.
But so I don't know if he is like Teresa, where it's like, well, because I've said I don't want to talk about it, like, now you're my enemy for even mentioning it.
Exactly.
Or if he, thought she was coming from a negative place. And, well, yeah, I mean, it's not like she was coming from,
right.
But at the same
she
time,
wasn't concerned.
Like, the more, I guess she was coming from a place of, hey, if you want to squash this, do this. And yes, I mean, they're filming a show, so that aspect has to be
brought up.
Like,
I think it comes
it
into the two minds too, like you said, Sarah. There's, you can look at it whether Margaret was being a cow, or you can look at it was like, is she actually trying to help them as a couple to get in front of it, But I mean, the way he did speak to the women, it was condescending, it was rude. I mean, there was really no need for it. But when you're not on TV either, you don't know how to navigate that, and you're not practicing your whole life to be on TV unless you're like really wanting to do it.
Right.
So you still speak like you would to like how you do in your everyday life, and I think that's the biggest thing with reality TV, and people forget it's not even always real. We're getting snippets of people's lives. True. We don't know the whole stories a lot of the time, and people get so wrapped up into it instead of like, well, we're watching this for fun because it makes our lives feel better than what it is, for some of us.
What do you think, Joe?
But yeah.
Mr. Joe, are you there?
Damn, you caught me not paying attention.
I figured that because you were right. Before we leave Jersey, marry off. Wait, marry off. What am I
Wait,
doing?
can I just say?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, like when we were talking about how Dolores's daughter was calling Frank Frank, that was my question to Andy that he said
I
that
know.
right? That was my claim to fame.
I was so excited. I was like, Joe, I dropped my drink. I was like, oh my God, Joe was on. That's what happens live. Can't even get him to say Adam's name. We got Joe on there, right? Or Joe. I'm sorry, Joe.
Yeah, Joe.
Joe. All right. So marry, kill, Shag. Louis.
Not the K word again.
Oh, crap. All right. Marry, off, Shag. Louis, Frank, Gorga. There, we'll go down the line. Obviously, I'm going to marry Frank. I'm going to kill Gorga. And I'm going to, what's the other one? Yeah. Okay. No,
okay,
kill Louis, Shag, Gorga, marry Frank. Okay, Sarah.
Okay, I think I've got to off Louis.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know him well enough, so at this point, like
by default,
like, well, yeah, I mean, like from the articles and that kind of stuff, like there may be like a good session of shagging, but I'm definitely not thinking that I want to marry somebody like that.
True.
So, yeah. So at this point, I'm just gonna have to, I'm gonna have to err on the side of caution and just off him.
Okay.
So Gorga, I think I'm gonna have to marry because he does provide for Melissa. When they fought, they've worked on getting back, back together. Like, I don't know that I would do well with either personality, to be honest. Like, so, I mean, so this one's kind of hard. Frank, I feel like has been in training for that shagging for, many years. So I expect a very good time. Furniture can be broken. That's fine as long as I'm having a good time. So that's going to be my my vote.
Your turn, Mocha.
Okay, so easy.
Okay.
I'm getting rid of Louis. Not my type. I would hook up with Gorga because like he's too short for me in person.
Yeah.
And I would marry Frank, and I'll tell you why. Because
me too.
If we don't want something from each other, we can go somewhere else and get it. Because I'm okay with an open relationship,
Right. I wonder
so
if
I'm cool with that. And the man knows how to eat. So then I don't look like a horse when we're going out. He drinks
apple martinis,
He's comfortable with his masculinity. Nothing sexier than that.
Right.
Also,
now we're selling me on Frank.
I don't mind an older man. And he can fix up houses as well as make money too.
These Jersey boys are good. Like, they're good for a lot of stuff. All right.
And he could lift me up, so I'm good with that.
I mean, yeah. He's like All right, Joe, your turn.
Okay, this is an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
That's welcome.
I'm just going to say, I'm going to off Frank.
Oh, my heart.
I know. But I will marry Joe, same reason as Sarah said. And how tall is Joe?
5'11".
Oh, he seems so much shorter.
5'8". 5'8".
Oh, so he's still taller than me. So yeah, I could totally work that. And
I mean, everybody's taller than me.
Yeah, and Shag Louis 6 times a day.
Wow. Wow. Okay. All right. So chat. I know something to say that one. Okay, chat.
I love that we all chose different stuff.
I know, that's kind of good because All right, so let's pivot over to OC because I need some Ryan opinions, some orange peel opinions here. Oh, and Dr. Jen, do we think she was on something other than alcohol at the dinner? First.
No. So I have opinions about this.
Okay. I was very bothered. I didn't know. Okay.
So no, I don't think so. I think there's a couple things. One, I think she probably was wanting some liquid courage. Two, they talked about that dinner went on for a really long time, and that as far as editing, so apparently there was dancing and stuff, and then they showed. I went back and watched Oh, that's unfortunate.
Isn't it? Wow.
Rosemary,
That might
sorry.
change things. That might change things. Thanks, Rosemary.
I'm gonna work on accepting my men at all heights.
Okay.
Okay. So, but
Oh
so
God. Oh God. Oh God. Guys, things will change. Okay, things have changed. Go ahead.
so the yeah, I went back and watched because they were showing like kind of like the montage of how much she drank, and one of them, like, there was a picture of her like at the bar area in or party kind of bar area in the house. Hi, Philly Diva. So I believe when they say like this went on for a long time. So I feel like that some of the shots, as far as like what was Heather also said, like, when we sat down at the table, her cringy toast that Jen made about, I think it was about,
Oh, Harvard stuff.
no, well, that was about their, when he proposed, but I think she was saying like, yay vaginas, or I don't know, something like that. I don't remember, whatever it was. I just remember thinking, this is totally random. Like, why are you even saying this as a toast at the, when you sit down or whatever?
Yeah.
And apparently that was like much later in the dinner, or, something like that. So did she get overserved? Yes. I'm sure her husband was uncomfortable,
Right.
but I think she was also uncomfortable, and they dealt with it in different ways.
Yeah, maybe production didn't edit it right, I guess.
Yeah, and so I think, because they've talked, and I think Adam has mentioned too, like that folks will be there for like hours, so I'm sure like they had, drinks before dinner, they had, whatever little dancing thing that they were saying that Heather was saying they did, and that this was, regardless, she got overserved and she got drunk and she got messy.
And production must have aired all of her instead of,
I think I feel like, as bad as the dinner party was, I do appreciate the fact that she showed that she went to therapy.
Right.
Excuse me, I've got a frog in my throat tonight. But or was trying to have some conversations on that, because I do think it takes two to tango. I think that he's in the wrong with certain items as well. And so, I think they both have to make some changes in order to make it work. And when she was talking to Emily, I think she liked Emily's idea of the kind of the mission statement that she and Shane did. They mentioned it on a previous episode. So I think, I don't know that she was looking to her as a lawyer. She may have been, but I think she was looking to her more as a friend.
Yeah. I think so too.
That was like, hey, you've said that your relationship was in a shitty spot. How, what can we, and you got it kind of back on track, or things are the best they've been, in a long, long time. So I think I think Heather represents to her a woman's opinion, but also a little bit of Ryan's opinion, because Ryan is the one at home and she's the doctor, like, Heather's husband. So I think it gives her a perspective there. But I think also, being, just a working woman with a couple of young kids, I think she also can, have somebody else to talk to when she is talking to half of Good Weather.
Yeah. I think also Ryan doesn't like the camera, and he doesn't like his business out there. And I don't think she should force him to talk about it on camera. And I think that makes him look bad. But what else is he going to do besides walk away? He sat there. I mean, I did think he puts up with that part of it, but I also believe like he sees how desperate she is for his attention. But like they both need to change some things. Like I'm very worried about her drinking, because I know that they said that it was produced that way, it was edited that way, but she did not look good. She wasn't really speaking clearly, but I just hope that that's just her being stressed out because she is a doctor, and he has to understand she's a doctor. I don't know how much more she could put into her business or how much she can take away from that so she can spend time with the family, because I feel like that's a huge issue, right? I mean, and then I think he's also angry too, maybe because of something. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Like I like how she was in therapy. And she said, "Look, I don't know. Maybe I'm doing this wrong. Please tell me." She wants to change. So if you can't acknowledge or you can't change, you don't acknowledge. And she acknowledges that maybe there's some things she can change, and him as well. But I just think we're not seeing his side because he doesn't want this on camera. He's just not comfortable with it. He doesn't feel. He's like.
But then he shouldn't. I totally get that. I wouldn't want it on camera, but that's also why I wouldn't sign up.
Right. Maybe they didn't. Yeah. And you know what? Just like Noella, they didn't see eye to eye after they were hired, I believe. I think that's when Noella's husband was like, I mean, I feel like they knew it was coming. Like, okay, your wives are signing up for this. I don't know how much of a fight they have for them to not get. I don't know. I feel like Noella's husband at one point changed his mind and was like, "This is I'm a criminal, so I guess I'm gonna go run away from you." But I don't think Ryan. I think that Jen might be the one, maybe not doing everything the way she's supposed to. I'm not sure. Allegedly, maybe he's upset with that too, and that has to be fixed. I hope she's fixing whatever that is. If it's illegal.
I think it comes from a lot of too, like at least for the party part for me. He's not a drinker, right? When you're not a drinker, being around people who drink is not fun.
True.
Like you are so bored out of your mind, and then when your partner's the one who's getting sloshed,
right? And Terry, like, you don't do anything when Terry's like, "What the frick am I going to do with you?" Like,
I feel bad for him with Terry. I was like, Terry, leave the man, like, switch to something else.
And like that in itself is hard to deal with. And then on top of it, like with their home life, like we don't know how much she drinks at home, right? Like this could be an every night occurrence, and he might be sick of that. And then you think about it, we don't know if the kids are saying to him like, "Dad, I want Mum to be home more." Like, why isn't she home? Because aren't they like under 10, the kids?
Yeah, they're at the age
like,
where they need her, kind of.
Yeah, and they can, and when you're a kid, like, yeah, you're resilient and everything, but you do notice things like, my mum isn't here for that, or my dad isn't here for this. And then the parent who's always there is the one who has to deal with it all the time. And that can be a lot too. And I understand that she has her job and her career, and that's what she's worked for her whole life, and that's fair enough. But like everything, if you really want it, you got to work hard for it. And I thought, what Heather did was kind of sweet. Like, I know most people probably wouldn't feel that way, but for me, I would have appreciated my friends who were in long-term relationships or married doing that for me when I was having problems,
I would just have preferred the other people not be there, that didn't really know them. Because first thought it was just going to be the four of them. I thought that might have been a little bit more comfortable for everybody because there's other people were kind of Heather's friends that don't know them. It was a bad look for Heather and Terry already know that there's issues. So, they're going to be more comfortable. But like, then you add these people who are like, I don't know, perfect, but like, they're not really, they don't know them. So, then they have to like, I'm glad that Heather cleared it up and said, they did have a good time. But I was very disappointed when I saw the other people. I was like, I thought this was for them to kind of,
and it would have made sense to have Shane and Emily there, or
right.
Shannon and John, maybe, But and the whole speech, her speech at dinner about women's underwear and pantyhose or whatever it was being the best thing. Like, it was a bit much, but then again, she was sloshed. So
she was.
And I think she was just nervous for not only the fact that they were going over to Heather and Terry's, but at this point in the show, we're seeing that the potential of their relationship falling apart, right? So they could have had a fight the day before, or wasn't he moved out or something? Like, there's so much more that goes on, and in some ways it is a bit irritating that we don't get to see or hear more of that story.
True.
And she said, I think that Mocha or Joe, let me know if you remember this as well, but it seemed like she said something like that Ryan didn't know that they were coming over to get like relationship advice or something like that he just thought they were, coming to dinner. So I also feel like, I you know what, he needs to know what he's going into.
True.
I would not, and so some of it may have fallen on deaf ears with him if somebody's sharing something about their relationship or what have you, and he was like and just so
you know those people, I guess,
yeah, and it's kind of like, oh yeah, fine, nod and smile, but not think about it in regards to your relationship. So to me it was like a bizarre intervention.
Very. And the whole bib thing, I was like, I mean, were they eating? I don't eat seafood, so I don't know how messy it is. But was that necessary, or should they had bibs there for them?
I think they were eating steak or so. I don't know. Whatever.
They were eating steak.
Yeah, and
also it was a sports shirt. What are you worried about dirtying a sports shirt? You're at how much $1,000,000 home? Like, come on.
And exactly, man. like Sarah said, he doesn't wear them anyway, so he's gonna take it off anyway, right?
Does that worry about your shirt? Eat your dinner half naked, mate.
I don't know. I was a little torn because I never want anyone to feel uncomfortable. So it for me, and so the financial situation between people I know are on very, very different ends. So if somebody, and also manners also very different ends. So was it proper? Was it something that you would want to do? No. Would I maybe, and I don't know if it was editing, but like the face that like Heather and some of the others made, I was like, no, you definitely don't make that face. You just pretend nothing. For me, I would like just keep eating my dinner and let his wife have, whatever little convo she wants. Like, don't do that. I'll buy you another shirt. We have plenty of money. Like,
I was just so uncomfortable. Like once those people showed up, and they were like trying to explain Ryan, and he's like, I didn't work, but I did something. What did he say? He's a professional poker player. And
professional poker player.
And everybody's like, their faces were. I was like, come on, production, you didn't have to show everything. Like, I felt so bad. I was like,
or either that, or since it lasted for several hours, there were plenty of plenty of sections, because I know my face is expressive, so I'm sure that they could make me like the biggest bitch ever. Like, even though I'd be like, oh, that's great, and then they'd show an expression of me being like, I
don't relate. Like, I don't relate to them at all. Like, I couldn't. I mean, I don't know. There's nothing wrong with them at all. They're just not. I just can't relate. I mean, I love Heather. I loved her in New York. I thought she was having such a good time. That's like fun, Heather. But then you met her mom, and it's like mommy dearest. Sorry, Heather. Her mom. You kind of understand.
See where she comes. Yeah, you see why she is the way she is. I mean,
her kids are amazing, though.
Yeah. But this Heather has a lot of her mom, and like the way that her mom ordered like her drink, and like, and then I want the ice on the side and this and that. I was like, oh my God, like that, just bring me an apple martini along with Frank and I'll be fine.
I don't know what amuse, but what
amuse-bouche.
What is it?
Yeah.
What the frick is that? Help me out, please. What is that, please?
Amuse-bouche is on her menu where the salad was listed and then the amuse-bouche. So I know this from Top Chef, not because I'm that bougie. Joe, probably, I know you like foodie stuff too. Mm-hmm. So amuse-bouche is supposed to be just like a bite to like awaken your palate and to kind of give you an idea of the meal or whatever. So I think they had like a little shot glass kind of like soup or whatever. And that was supposed to be first. And then you serve all the courses. So an amuse-bouche is supposed to be just like a bite.
Yeah, like, it's a taster.
Of the next thing, or?
No,
No,
it's just a taster of the meal,
yeah,
Oh,
like what's to come.
all
yeah.
of it.
That's,
Every
that's
meal.
the
Every
tone.
gotcha.
Yeah,
Oh, okay. So if it's like a steak dinner, or if it's like a fish dinner, or like a chicken thing, or
yeah. So I
Yeah,
think they
she was
had
just
to
a little
spend time
bothered
with
because
soup.
it's not in the right. The menu's not in the right order.
I'm sorry.
She didn't have enough time to prepare the menu.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't even know she had a menu, but I mean, that's cool. I love how she does like take care of everything set up. Like, but I would go and hang out, but yeah, it wouldn't be fun. I mean, I would hang out with her in New York. But that's about it. Even that was kind of like,
I would hang. I saw Coffee Buzz say that the bros aren't relatable. I would
right.
probably hang out with them and it would be fun and whatever. As far as relatable, I agree. There's a lot of stuff where um you know, I can't imagine spending that much on, sushi and other like and doing all of that. I'd be like, no, you all are sitting here and eating this. I don't care what,
Or just take it to the home. I don't know. Take it
like
as you leave. Make some, make up some
everybody
doggy
takes
bag.
them with like first. So I
Yeah,
guess like
doggy
part
bag.
of it for me was like, please don't tell me you actually threw out all that sushi. Like,
No.
just I don't know, like just some of kind of like the excess of like of I don't know, wasteful or just you have so much that you don't even have to think about it.
Lay
You
down.
know, or the level of things that you have to worry about is like the detail of how is your menu. I'm like, you know what, guys, here are the drinks. Like, go enjoy yourself. Versus like telling the staff come around and coffee, but like I think I would be a lot like help me out, guys, my blonde Gina, thank you. Yeah, I would be a lot like Gina. I'd be like, listen, if you want to organize this, go for it. I'll enjoy it.
Like exactly. I don't want to have to do anything. Tell me where to be, and then she's not going to be mad if I don't show up. That's even better. You know,
just
I just don't have the energy, the time to settle up for y'all. Sorry, like I'm a bad host that way. There's all kinds of my shore house. Figure it out. The food's there, the kitchen's there, the bathroom's there. Boardwalk that way, beaches that way.
I'd be like Gina. I'd be like, my house is small. There's the bedrooms. There's the bathrooms. There's the kitchen. And that's and as long as she's fine with that, then that's
her
cool.
Mom seems like the one who, like, if you didn't show up, that you're in trouble, kind of thing. And that's like, I think Heather doesn't want to impose that on people because did you see her face when her and her mom? She was like, you could tell they're a lot alike and they don't get along because I wouldn't be able to spend. See, I didn't, when she was ordering her food, I was like, man, these people, I didn't like the way she was talking to them. I didn't like the way she was talking to the people. It just came off very, I don't know what the word is, condescending, or I don't know. What is it? Better than, or I don't know. Like, you better get it right, kind of. Or something about the plate, the way they set the table. That's what it was.
Yes.
She was condescending, her mom.
Yeah.
Like, she's like, you don't set a table like this. I was like, I wouldn't even have noticed that, I wouldn't.
It's kind of a classism thing, right? It's a socialist thing. When you're running in higher circles, you have a set way of doing things, and we've seen that through, like what the OC, the Beverly Hills, and New York. And it's not right, but for the rest of us, that's just rude. Like, I wouldn't go.
I was just like, whoa, I'm from here.
Restaurant.
I would not care. I'm seeing now. I'm guilty.
How they said, Gina's parents are like, yeah, I'll just take whatever you got. You got a house beer, cool.
I liked her parents.
But Heather's mom's like, no, I want to drink with this, this, and this, and this. And it's like, yeah, that's fair enough to ask for what you want. But at the same time, you don't need to be rude. And me personally, I felt like she came off really rude.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Well, she added the qualifier, like, I don't mean to be a pain, but or something to that effect. And Joe and Mocha, correct me if you remember what it is or what have you, but I remember kind of like, and I'm like, oh, you know what? Those are the moments when you're like, but I'm going to be difficult anyway. And it's like, so there is nothing wrong with asking for what you want, but I also kind of feel like there's some boundaries of, how difficult are you making life like for the server and that
Like,
kind
there's
of
still
stuff?
etiquette, and I
True.
understand what she was doing was etiquette in their circles, but at the same time, like, there's still an etiquette to when you do go out and how you treat your servers or your
True.
waiters, however you want to address them, because
Yep.
these people can spit in your food.
True.
They can
And I'm
drop
sure
your
they
food.
did. Oh, I'm sure they did.
You
Trust
know,
me.
like, it's
Trust
not.
me. I
Yeah,
used
it
to do
doesn't
that
take
shit.
much for a server
I
who's
would.
had a bad run for the
Oh
night.
yeah. My sister's a server over there. Don't. Nope. I can
Yeah.
tell
Yeah,
you some
you know, and
stories,
you
man.
never
Anything
know
gets
what
dropped
you're
on the
getting
floor,
with
they
the
put it back
server.
on your
They
plate.
step on it. They do not care. Because you think they're going to make that burger over with all those people? I mean, it could be an accident. No. But if you really piss somebody, they get pissed off and then they drop. I'm telling you. She worked for a place called Tangerine. And oh my God, I remember her picking up
What was this?
salad off the ground and putting it on somebody's plate. I'm like, you are not stuck. What are you doing? Don't do it. Not around here. Nope.
Yeah, and I think there's a nice way to ask for a bazillion, well,
I don't
maybe not a
even think
bazillion
she
things,
needed
but
any silverware. I think she just didn't like the way it looked.
yeah,
Like,
she
does
just
it
wanted
really
to tell.
matter?
Yeah,
Like,
and
who cares?
and I'm willing to guess that, that waitress walked away and was like, what
What?
a,
Yeah,
yeah, and that, is going to also set the tone with, how the next few things are going to be. So it's like,
absolutely.
you know, I just try to tell them thank you. Like, if somebody comes and fills up the water, thank you. Like,
Yeah.
appreciate what they're doing for you, and
Yep.
then pay them appropriately and
Yes.
stuff. And
Yep.
if you do have special requests, I feel like that's okay to a certain, don't teach them, don't ask them to make you a whole dish that's not on the menu, but you know what I mean?
Right.
Like,
Right. Yeah. There's a way to say it. Like, you don't have to be that way. Like, there's just okay. That's the way you say it. Like, absolutely, she has every right to ask for what she wants, but like, exactly, it's the way you say that because, like you said, there's so many things. It sets the tone. You don't know who's making your food. You don't know if they're going to spit in your food at that point. And like, there's a bunch of people there that probably felt extremely uncomfortable too. You
well,
know,
her daughter did.
yeah,
Heather
her
looked like
daughter.
a
Yeah,
godmom
I
stuff.
do. I'm obsessed with her, the way she's raised her kids. Though I do think that like they're amazing, well-rounded kids,
Yeah,
and
and I think she's self-aware of how she is like her mom
true.
and how she did not want to be like her mom. And so I think,
It's hard for her. I think.
yeah, and I mean, and honestly, that's one of the best things that you can do is kind of be aware of some of your, maybe your weaknesses or your faults, or you know what I
Mhm.
mean? Like,
Yeah, like you can't change what you don't acknowledge. Exactly. I think her and Terry probably did go through some stuff. I don't think they're gonna, with their whatever they're coming out with. I think that they always do make money wherever they put their money at. They make money. This, I just don't think a lot of us are going to be like able. They wouldn't be able to help a lot of us with our issues, our marriage issues.
oh, the
I just
7-year itch thing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I just don't really think that's very relatable with people. I don't know, maybe not because I'm from here and I know not I'm not even I couldn't relate to it at all. So maybe to me it's foreign and Chinese to me.
So
But
I'm interested in seeing what they do. I
true.
don't feel like in general, I don't know that they come across as the most relatable with the money that they have, but also in the way that maybe they speak.
Yeah,
Like I felt like Terry wasn't the best with wine, and I feel like
right,
sometimes Heather can sound a little lecturish, but I feel like she has done with Jen a good job sometimes of saying, well, do you want to change?
right,
Like,
right.
honestly, that's like a good first
It
question
is. It is.
because I'm like, well, so, and I think that, they could have had very serious issues,
Yeah,
but they're the type that would never, I don't think that Heather would ever want that shown, would not want that out there.
right.
You know what I mean? As far as, so I don't know if their biggest issue has been whether or not to have onion rings or, or
Yeah.
um,
I mean,
but I do, some of the things I think can translate, because who they talked about, like there was a situation where Terry invested money and it shouldn't, and it was a scam or whatever.
oh.
I think that was maybe Jason, or I mean not
Mhm.
Adam or somebody. I saw it on YouTube.
Yeah.
But I think she had said that she took a very, like, okay, my husband's going to take care of the money aspect. And I think regardless of how much money you have,
Yeah.
there are a lot of couples that tend to say, okay, I'm going to have you take care of it.
Mm-hmm.
And don't discuss debt or that kind of thing. And I
Mm-hmm.
will say, like, in small town East Texas, I had a friend about to get married
Mm-hmm.
in her early 20s, and she was like, oh my gosh, I just found out my fiance has X amount in credit card debt.
Mm.
Like, that really freaked her out. They have very different, her
Mm-hmm.
approach. She had money saved. She had been
Yeah.
working for forever. And so honestly, that has been one of the things. They're still married. It's been 20 years or
Yeah.
whatever. Or close to it. But honestly, that has been one of their bigger issues, is his kind of fast, loose, hey, I think I'm going to quit my job and start my own business. And she's like,
Mm.
what? Like,
Yeah.
so some of those things, depending on how they frame it, and I'm being long-winded, I'm sorry, is just to
Yeah.
kind of say, like,
Yeah.
like this couple that, doesn't have, got married early and all that kind of stuff, doesn't have a ton of money.
Mm-hmm.
Those kinds of things do,
Relate to them.
relate. And so, like I said, it'll just be depending on how they
Right.
handle it, and how they kind of talk about it. Because if you talk to me about, $1 million investment, no, my eyes glaze over. Like, I'm not
Yeah.
giving $1 million to anybody. I don't even have it. So,
Right.
but if
I
you
just think
talk
maybe
about
like
how
maybe
you
they're taking
handle
on
your
too much. Like,
money,
they might be taking on too much bit. Like, they already have botched. She's filming. I mean, if they don't film you around with the show, I mean, it's like I feel like maybe like it's a lot of extra. I don't know, like a lot of extra work. Like they don't really need to make more money. You know what I'm saying? I don't feel like they need to make more money and maybe like spend more time at home instead of doing another thing, another show. But hey, like they are not that old. So, but I mean, I don't know. We don't know how old Terry is because he just looks like he's.
well,
But
the kids are getting, her oldest two are going
yeah.
off to college. So they may be looking at, filling some time. Who knows? Yay, Mocha's back.
Okay, let's move.
But
Let's go. Yeah.
yeah, but let's hear
And
what
an hour. Yeah,
I've been
with
talking for
hour
a
and a half.
minute. Let's hear what Joe and Mocha have to say about.
Yeah, you guys have any OC stuff? Joe, Mocha.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, I like Heather. I like watching Heather and Terry, but I can see why they're not relatable because, again, it's the socialism, classism thing, right? Not everyone in America is set up that way.
True.
Everyone international is not set up that way.
Yeah.
So it is hard to relate to that. And unless you understand that culture too,
Right.
again, even harder to relate to because it's not something that we talk about anymore, like classism,
Right.
socialism, like it was very big years ago. But
Yeah.
now everyone's kind of wanting to be in a more utopia state.
Like Gina. Like we have Gina. She's so practical.
Yeah.
We know how much she makes. We can figure that out. She probably makes a good amount. She's very, I mean, they own their home and I'm sure, she's able to bank her money. I'm sure like, she's very practical. I can relate to Gina and Travis a lot. I mean, not that I don't have that much money, but like how they just, they put 6 kids in a condo because that's what they could do. And I'm sure they don't have to be house poor ever. I don't know what he does, but I'm sure he makes a decent amount. I'm sure he has a good job. But I hope that Gina and Emily stay. I'm happy that Heather's back. I just feel like Noella's going to have to go. I don't know what you guys. I just feel like she's just.
Yeah, I'm not a Noella fan. Like,
yeah,
I was
she's
rooting
just a
for
problem.
her because
Big problem.
because she's a person of color, and like we do need more representation on TV for people of color. But like. And like one thing that really bothered me in one of her interviews was when she said, I'm a typical Gemini. And I'm like, come on, man. Like, why you're making it harder for yourself?
Right. She did not give
people.
Going against the green, she thought would work, but it got to be problematic because we figure she talked shit on everyone, just not Heather.
Yeah. And the way she seems to be like cozying up to Shannon.
Yes.
Like it doesn't seem genuine to me. Like
it's the only person she likes her.
Yeah, like I think Gina was genuine with Shannon at first, and then she got a side of Shannon she didn't really like.
Right.
And so she's backed off.
Yep.
Which,
And
most of us are like that in general, right? Like, if there's
yeah.
something we feel funny about somebody, we're like, no thanks.
Do you guys think Shannon's happy, or what do you think with John? I thought she was, but what do you think?
I think she is. Well, actually, I've been talking a lot. Mocha, do you want to go first, or
Yeah.
Joe?
Yeah.
I don't want to like hog, and I feel like I've been hogging the time.
Of course.
Yeah, let
Joe
Joe
did.
go.
Go
Yeah,
ahead.
of course. I totally, I totally heard everything that was just said right now.
But if I were to rephrase it, how would you feel about Shannon's
Yeah.
happiness?
Yeah, do you think Shannon's happy with John? Do you think she's just being Shannon? Do you think they're trying to get a cooking show started?
Shannon and who?
Shannon and John, don't you think she's starting like she's going to pitch a cooking show? What do you
Oh,
think?
God,
Or do you
no.
think she's happy with John?
I think she's satisfied.
Okay.
It's not a cheater. I don't necessarily think that she's in love. There are some things that they do connect together, like voting, which
Right.
for her it seems like it's fine. But I just based on my observation, they just don't look in love.
Right. I think she's happy that she has somebody that's not him.
Yes.
And that like loves her, but maybe just not the financial. But I think that's fine with her because she's okay, she's stable. But it just seems like maybe she's just not over the hurt from her divorce, maybe still. Because I know it seems like that still bothers her, but maybe it's not because she's still in love with, I forget her ex-husband's name. We don't have to say whatever, but I feel like she's just hurt by that. But John is a good guy, maybe not the financial, but who cares? Like she makes enough. But maybe just like her hurt from her husband's like stopping that too. Because I mean,
the guy's got a boat. Like, it's not.
Yeah, he's not poor. Right. But I feel like she was trying to pitch a cooking show. Don't you think, Mocha, or no? When she was, I don't know. Because
Yeah, I mean, I could see her trying to do that, and I think she's happy with John for what it is.
Yeah.
I think she knows that it's not going to be what she's hoping for. A bit like Dolores, like she wanted to marry David.
Yeah.
I think Shannon would like to marry John, but I just don't see that happening. And also when you've gone through a rough breakup, like in a marriage, you don't, marriage isn't always on the cards for everybody. For a second time around. Like for me, I just love Shannon's girls. I think they're so funny.
Yeah, and just like and very like I don't like transparent. I guess they wrote the book.
Yeah,
wrote a book, and I like the children because whatever's going on with them, they seem very well rounded, and they can speak their mind. If they have issues, they put it out there. They don't hide it. They're not sitting in the closet doing drugs. Like they're saying, look, I went through this. I need therapy. It was rough with this divorce. I'm going to write a book, but they're okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and I think that's very productive and so helpful for where they are in their lives and on these platforms. Like
it's inspiring.
Shannon's kids, Heather's kids, like they're so well-rounded. They're beautiful. They're smart. They just have everything going for them. And those are the kind of kids, like, if you're watching these shows with your kids in general, you're like, oh, wow, like, I wouldn't mind my kids growing up to being like that,
Even like Gina Keox, remember Gina from, the beginning? Like, even like, they're all like, even Vicky's kids too, like they're all well-rounded, and thank God, and I do bash, I'm not to Teresa's kids, but I guess because I think they're little brats, but I think they're going to do really well too. I just thank God they're very like, I don't say resilient because it was rough. They all went through a lot, all of their children, but like for what they're being on TV, like, they all worked out. They all came out really well, hopefully,
Yeah,
I think and you notice that with Teresa's kids, like they've lived their whole life on TV, and then on top of it, they've lived both parents going to prison on TV, as well as the criticism as from being teenagers and then teenagers on TV. So they've turned out all right.
Yeah, I gotta give them more grace. I do say some things I shouldn't say, but I mean, it's just I just feel like, I guess maybe projecting kind of, like how I guess maybe I used to be the same way, but
Yeah. I
Um,
feel like Shannon's kind of having defined herself. And
true.
I think that she had probably a very strong picture of how she wanted her life to be. I agree, Shannon, or Aaron. I think there are some things I struggle with Shannon, but
Yeah.
I do try to yay Archie. I
Yeah,
do
you're
try
so
to give
funny.
her a little bit of grace whenever I get frustrated with her,
Yeah.
because I think she thought I'm going to do this, or I have this life that I have in my head, and she married this guy, she had the kids, she had the house,
The hospital air,
and
hospital grade air.
yeah, hospital grade air, and the crystals buried in the, slab, and her 9 lemons,
Yeah.
and
I still don't
the
understand that.
then and he cheated, and not saying that she was perfect, but then she was like, okay, I'm going to try to pull this relationship together, and it was obvious in those shows how miserable she was. Her children even said so to
Right.
her, and so and then they separate. Like, I feel like she kind of had this life she was going for, and even had to a certain extent for a while, and has had to kind of rebuild her vision of what her life is going to look like, and also rebuild
Her
what
heart.
like I think she thought that her worth was in being a wife and a mother,
True.
and when you put your self-worth in certain things and those don't work out,
Yep.
and then you kind of have to retrain your brain a little bit to say, I'm not a failure or this or that. So I think when she had the yucky face with Heather's home tour, I
Yeah.
think I think it was a combination of just a lot of emotions of like,
Right.
this used to be mine, I would like it, but no, I like what I have, I don't want something bigger. This brings back memories of
True.
an
Yep.
unhappy time. This brings back memories of a happy time with my kids when they were younger. Like, I feel like there were probably
She's just not over her divorce, or she's just still mourning her old life, but she's happy with what she has.
yeah,
Yeah.
and I do think I actually was really happy for her when
Me
she said
too.
that her and John were very connected, and she said intimately, and
Yes.
she said
Yes. Yes.
stuff that she didn't know was possible before. I'm like, you go
That's
girl,
good.
like I want, yeah. So
I understand that part too. That was good.
yeah, so I'm like, okay, well, like, given her age, I'm glad she's like feeling herself, learning new things. She has somebody
Right.
that she needs to be
Intimacy.
voting with. So I don't know. And I think, love kind of shifts over time as you get older.
Right.
Yeah, you still want to have great sex, and that's,
I
but
think
I
too.
think,
True.
there's also somebody that you can
Mhm.
just sit and be with. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, and like same with Teresa too. I think she's finally found somebody that she's like, I didn't know that like it could be intimate like that. Like you could be like there could be love like that. Because probably Joe and her had probably lost the intimacy with their stuff, And if you do, and like, and then you meet somebody who had, and then you're so connected, you're like, I didn't even know. Like with my husband, I didn't even know what love was. Honestly,
Mhm.
it's like,
And
and
a
then you're
lot of
like, okay,
people
and we're at
don't.
that age, right? We're
A lot
older,
of people don't even understand the difference between
right?
loving someone and being in love with somebody. My grandma's in her 80s. She still doesn't get the difference between
Oh,
being
yeah,
in love and loving someone. And that makes such a difference too in any
it does.
relationship,
It's like
you
what I
know?
didn't
Yes,
like
people
Erica
people
Jane.
mistake lust for love, especially when they're younger.
Well,
But
Erica Jane was willing to live a life of no intimacy just for money. Just think about it. No intimacy, no making love, nothing. Just whatever that was. She gave that up. No, that's like self-service. Like, that's no self-service, like service to self. Like she just wasn't going, she just, I don't know, maybe some people are just like that. But like, I wonder if Erica would meet somebody who would show her love like that Tom did. Because I don't think that was intimacy for them. You know what I mean? They definitely had a thing. I wonder if she had met somebody now, if she would soften up and it would like make her happy. Like, I mean, I think she got so caught up in her life that she needs somebody to bring her back down to
And
reality.
sometimes you get stuck in those situations and that lifestyle, you know.
I just would hope
And that's hard because how do
Right.
you get out of those situations? Like for Shannon, she stayed there for the kids, a lot of it, you know, and then she leaves and she doesn't know who she is. And for a lot of these women, they've been with their partners since what, their
True.
early 20s?
Yes, you're right.
Like
In
20
Beverly
plus
Hills,
years.
in OC, in that life. Yep. True.
Yeah, and that's crazy. Like for me, I didn't have to worry about that. I
Yeah.
could have been with whoever I wanted whenever I wanted. There was no rush to settle down, but even just 10, 20 years ago, that's still a big deal to, you have to settle down and you have to have this and that. And
True.
for these women to come back from all their issues and heartache
Yep.
and show their kids, especially their daughters, that, you know, it's okay. And that's the best thing you can do as a parent. If you're not happy in a relationship, the
Yep.
best thing you can do is leave the relationship and show them a happy, healthy, loving relationship, because we learn from our parents.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
how we end up in the same cycles.
Yep.
And I like that Dolores and Shannon on each of the shows, you know, moved on and set themselves up financially,
Yep.
be independent. So, you know, so if sticking with OC, you know, yes, Shannon has found somebody else, but she also set up a company and was like, hey, I'm going to take care of myself. So,
Yeah.
and take care of my kids. And I think it's important. I think what she's doing is important to say, like, hey, I can show you that you know, you can be miserable in a relationship, or you can be single and be happy.
Right.
And you don't have to choose relationships in order to meet some kind of societal standard or something like that. And, you know, and then she has found somebody, you know, and that's great. And her kids can see that she's happy in that way. And I think it's helped her move on. But I do think it's important to show your kids that, you know, you can be single and it's okay. You don't have to go into a relationship and be miserable. If it's not the right person for you, then don't do
That's
that.
gotta be so hard too, though, like, because you're so heartbroken. You know what I mean? Like, you think about your partner, they have to leave their partners. I mean, I think David, that was over. I think the last year, David tried to put his best, he did the right thing by maybe putting his best effort in the last year. And I did believe in it at first, but like when you look back at that ceremony when they got remarried, you see that they weren't happy at all. It was just, you know, but thank God, like, and you know what too, like, I'm just glad that, like you said, her kids are able to speak out. They've written books. They're okay. Shannon looks happy. I just hope that, God, we don't bring Vicky back. I'm very irritated with them putting like Ultimate Girls Trip on Bravo now, because I do feel like we've all watched this. Okay. We've watched this already. Like, you guys, I don't even want to talk about that show. Do you guys want to talk about it?
No, I think that they're doing it just because it was good. It was a hit on Peacock, and now they can get more viewers. So if somebody didn't have Peacock, or if somebody didn't pay attention and they're flipping through, I mean, their goal is money. It's not necessarily. You know,
I just feel like stop giving
it was entertain me solely, but no, they're trying to make some more coins, I think.
Yeah. All right, guys, where's Joe at? Joe, are you still there? You guys want to get messy? We'll do very off kill. I mean, oh my God, I said it. Mary off Shag. But we got to do it. All right, so we're going to do OC, just OC franchise, Jersey, and
so we did
Miami.
Jersey, so let's do OC.
OC, Miami, Jersey, Mary off Shag. Just the franchises.
Oh.
Just the franchises.
I'm really in love with Miami right now, but Jersey's like been with me for forever. So I guess I'm gonna Shag Miami, marry New Jersey. I don't know if I can go without them, so I think I might need to keep them around.
Right.
It's
hard.
Breaks my heart to say off OC, but yeah, I mean,
there we go. I'm with you on that one. I agree right there. So actually, I agree. Mendoza or Joe, what would you say?
I would say Shag Jersey. Um, Going back to Louis. Um, off OC.
Wow, we agree.
Because I mean, as much as I would love to shag Ryan, I don't think he's just really shy, and I don't really want to do all the work. So that
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think he'd just lay there. He'd be great.
yeah,
He'd be a pillow princess for sure.
yeah. But I would definitely marry Miami, and marry the plastic surgeon, and
Yeah.
even Lisa Hoxton.
Um,
All right, cool. Mocha?
yeah, I like that. So yeah, Mocha.
Yeah, I'd probably marry Jersey,
Ooh.
Shag, Miami, and yeah, get rid of OC. Not for me,
See, like,
thanks.
right. There's just nothing that makes me want to have sex with OC. Sorry. I mean, there's nothing that makes me want to, it's like I
The
could do
only
it
thing that
out.
makes me want to marry OC is if I got Heather's house and stuff, but
And then, like, what do you do with it? Like, what do you do with all that stuff? Think about it.
Not too much cleaning.
have a bunch of house cleaners and a chef, and then parties. So
See,
I don't
like,
know. I guess
I'm
you guys be over for parties. I'd send you the PJ, and y'all could fly in for the parties all the time.
Let's see what the chat says. Let's see. Erin said he has to marry Jersey. See, I love it. Like, okay, well, nobody's killing Jersey. I can deal with that. And then I know Peacock. I thought Peacock for some reason was free. I keep saying that if it was free without commercials, but I guess I'm just annoyed that I had to see. I'm gonna have to see Ramona again, right? I don't want to see her again.
No,
I just don't. I don't know why she needs to have two. She doesn't like. Why are we giving her two spinoffs? It feels like she got it with the Erin her twice. I thought we got rid of her. You know what I mean? Like it's kind of like off with her head at this point. I feel. Am I saying too much right now? Like. I'm trying to, I just feel like I don't understand. I can't get Tess off there. I just don't understand why they have to keep Ramona on. I just don't agree with her being on.
Yeah, I don't understand that at all. I mean,
like you give her to
she's
a
been problematic
and then you air it twice. Get out of here.
I really want Ramona gone, but I have to head out. I'm supposed to meet somebody for dinner. So
Okay.
I know we've been on close to an hour and a half, but
yes.
So I love all of you. I'm gonna go eat some Tex-Mex since Top Chef had the queso challenge, and it like when I finally got a chance to watch it, it was like at 10 o'clock at night. And I was like, you don't need to eat a whole bunch of queso at 10 o'clock at night. But so anyway, so I made plans with a friend of mine. I'm like, let's go have Tex-Mex tomorrow night because they like did the food porn and killed me. So
I love it.
Okay, and Mocha Rain, once y'all open up and I have some money saved, I will fly there and you can give me your version of all the great food. And Chris,
Australia is all about pies and sausage rolls. It's not that exciting.
You know what? It'll be new to me, and I love food.
New Zealand's probably the best place because they love food, and if you're a creamy type of person, New Zealand has like proper cream.
Ah. Okay.
Yeah, like real.
So Sarah's going to be in New York. Joe is going to be in New York. If we even know what he looks like, we don't even know.
Joe may or may not be in New York.
He might be the guy in the coat.
I know. I think who else? Anybody in the chat? I don't know who else is going to be. I mean, Janelle's
Philly
coming.
Diva, are you coming to New York?
Yeah, Diva, are you coming, Philly Diva?
I think she wasn't she?
I think so. Yeah, I think she is. And I think also Janelle Sunshine's coming. I always call her Miss Sunshine.
Yeah.
But I can't wait.
I love both of them. So I really hope, yay, Philly Diva will be in New York. And I'm pretty sure, I'm pretty sure that Janelle.
When you guys start thinking about making like arrangements, because did we find out if Jason or if what they're doing with the motels, or we getting our own? I mean,
you should ask Zach, because when the last time I asked Zach,
I should ask him.
He still doesn't know where.
Yeah, like he gets my nerves because he literally procrastinates. So. I don't know. I guess he's like literally. I guess he won't. He's procrastinating.
Well, I guess of the three of them, Jason's probably going to be the more.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. We have to marry Jason all the time. He's like the dad, so he's like our dad.
Yeah,
daddy.
Well, I don't know about the dad. That gives me some different vibes. But
I feel like Jason's the one you go to for like the dad. I don't know.
Well, he's organized. So that's what I'm going to use for. Yeah, Jason's organized one. But okay. No, I really got to
go ahead.
Okay. All right.
And
Love
guys,
all,
just
love all
letting
my
you know,
outstanding people.
yeah,
What was
I
that,
just
Jen?
finished my work as I was multitasking with this live. So
Okay.
yay! I can finally close my laptop and get.
Are you back now?
Yay!
Yeah, I mean, mom, for an hour and a half. Like, we could stay on, or it's up to you guys. I don't have shit to do. Like,
Yeah, well, it's
I
like
do.
10
I
in
do
the
need to
morning
take a
here, so
nap
I'm good.
before.
what'd you say, Mocha?
It's 10 in the morning here, so I'm good if you guys are.
So wait, so did Jason, when we were, did he know? Did you guys ever talk to him about that marry off Shag thing personally? Like, I want to know if Jason knows that we all said I said I would sleep with Jason, have sex with Adam, and have to kill Zach. Obviously, for obvious reasons. He knows too much, and he sings like a whore in church. So, literally.
Oh, I had to explain myself because
What did you say?
Zach called me out during the
I
live.
know.
I think I said Shag Zach because he's experienced.
Yeah.
Married Jason because he is organized and knows how to take care of the home. And then and then
Little.
off, and then off Adam because he likes to put like a cage on his D. And to
I
be
didn't
quite
know.
honest, I don't know if we're compatible.
I don't like. I literally said
I don't know.
I would sleep with Adam, but he feels so young to me, though. He is very young. I'm old enough to be his mom, I think. So
Isn't he 29?
is he 28? I'm 44. I could
28,
possibly.
29?
Yeah, I'm a lot older than him. Oh God, that seems weird now. Jason's more my age, so I guess. Oh my God, maybe I have to kill. No, I don't know what to do now because I can't sleep with Adam.
Well, I mean, it
Marry
is like
Adam.
half your age and add 7, right?
I mean, sure, he could just lie to me. Anyway, I'm married. What am I talking about? Anyway, all right.
Wait, we're talking about
I forget what Elaine said. Elaine, you're in the chat. What did you say? Who? I forget your answer there. I'm outing all of us right now. Okay, I'm gonna out
I
all of
know.
us. All right, we don't have to. I forget it. We don't have to do it. We'll make new ones up. We'll do new ones. Milka, make up a marry kill. Oh God, I keep saying it. Marry off Shag. Think of somebody like Housewives or Bravo. Maybe add Andy in there.
Have you done the Below Deck crew?
No, let's do that.
Because I want to know what Joe would do first. The Below Deck sailing crew.
Oh, below deck sailing?
Yeah.
Yeah, like with them first.
You go ahead, Mocha. You do it because I don't know their names well.
I don't really want to. I want to off them all.
This season one?
Yeah. So here's the thing.
Okay.
If we're just gonna talk about below deck, I want to marry Lee.
Okay.
I wanna off. I guess the first.
Oh no.
This is really bad because like the first, in season 1 of Below Deck, I think in the first season of Below Deck Med, I think the captain actually died, so I don't think I need to off him.
Really? I don't remember that.
I think so. I could be very wrong, and my bad if that's the case.
Okay, yeah.
But I would definitely shag Captain Jason Chambers from Below Deck Down Under. Have you seen him?
No, I haven't seen it.
You should.
Really?
He's good looking. He's very Aussie, like for me anyway.
Oh, I'm gonna have to watch that. I didn't know that was on.
Well,
He's
it's not
got, like,
on
the whole
there.
scruffy
It's gonna be
beard,
on
hey.
the 17th, I think.
What is it on?
It's over here. It's on Hey You and like our local station, but it starts March the 18th here.
Huh.
Yeah, I think it starts March 17th. Peacock.
Yeah, so March 17th for you guys.
Okay, that'll be good. Well, okay, so we have Captain Lee, Sandy. So off marry Shag, Captain Lee, Sandy, and sailing yacht. What's his name? That we love so much. That you guys love so much.
Gary or Colin?
Well, no. Who's the captain? The short guy.
Glenn.
What's his name?
Captain Glenn.
Yes,
Yeah.
Glenn. Why am I so bad with that?
Unless you want to shag Captain Sean.
Yeah, we can add. All right. I would marry Captain Lee off Sandy, and Shag go in, or the first guy, the officer guy, Colin?
No,
See,
it's
I'm gonna marry Colin.
Oh, really? He's so quiet. Oh, well, maybe.
It's
Yeah.
because he's Kiwi, and like I love me a Kiwi. Like he's Maori and he's from New Zealand, so that's why I'm like all for it.
Oh, Kate. I agree.
And then I think I'd
agree.
hook up with Marco because one, he can cook after we do it, you know?
Yeah.
That's a good man.
I'm obsessed. Wait, though. I'm obsessed with what's his name? The one that was the really, really mad one all the time. And then he went on, took his fan out, like, and he crossed the country. He hooked up with the first, what's her name? Oh my God, the chef, the crazy chef, the mean guy.
Adam Glick.
Yes, Adam. Yeah, I don't know. I would have to off him. I don't like him. Off him, marry with Chef Ben, and then and then I would have to what's her name? I love Rachel, and then Rachel. What about you guys? What about you, Joe? Three chefs.
Oh, chef. Oh, there's a lot I want to shag.
Really?
Yeah.
Can you bundle them together?
Yeah, bundle them together.
I think so. I think like it'll be a cookery orgy of goodness. Like like Adam, Chef Marcos, Chef the ex that the douchebag ex that Malia
Malia,
and then who else?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, I think that's it. I would marry I would shag them. I would marry Chef Rachel.
Yeah.
She's fun. I will definitely ride, like her bus everywhere with her. I would off Chef Mila.
I forgot
the
about
one with the microwave.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Good choice.
Yeah. We couldn't even see. We forgot all about her. I forgot all about her. I feel like Rachel's probably the best chef that they've ever had. Don't you guys think? On the entire franchises, all of them.
I think so. I mean, even
she gets the best accolades. She gets like the best. I don't think anybody's ever really complained about her. But
well, except for that
crazy
chick that wants everything.
I would have pureed. I'm sorry, but again, I would have just put it in a blender and gave it to her. Like, how are you going to try to make that taste good? I'm sorry. That was like outrageous to me. I think that if you can't eat, you should not have been on that trip. Make it like, I don't know if they couldn't get their money back because she got hurt and then maybe she just had to come. But I mean, like, that was just a lot. Like, I mean, come on, like lobster. I just don't see how that would have. How could you make that good? And how could you poor Rachel. She probably did too. I'm sure it was amazing. But I don't feel like drinking lobster is necessary. Do you? Maybe. I don't know. I don't think so. But you guys there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So you guys always do below deck. I always just listen because you guys crack me up because you guys are so like tips and stuff. I'm like, where am I? I'm like, who are these people? Where
you know who's the best trio? It's Joe, Norma, and Coffee.
Aren't they?
Those three crack me
up. I actually feel bad because I think the last few anchor watches, like I've either missed or like joined like close to the end because like I would accidentally fall asleep.
Yeah, I do. I was just like, what did you? I'm like, oh my God, what did you do with who are you people? What did you do with my friends? Like, what happened? Like, where's my family? Where's something? I'm like, I'm like, I know it's late night here and everything. So
Josh starts that.
Yeah. I was shocked with Jason. I was like, oh my God. I think at one point I was like, I text or message or DM Jason and somehow hot he looked and I was like, oh God, I feel like I just told my hot brother I want to have sex with him. Oh God, my hot gay brother, I want to have sex with you. Like, oh God. But he looked so hot, I couldn't help it. I was like, guys, I always tell people, look at their freaking Instagram. I am like, holy crap, I can't even look at them the same after that. I really can't. Like, seriously, there's some pictures I'm like, oh my God, I really can't look at them the same. Yeah, Coffee Buzz, you guys do get naughty. I was like, where are my friends? What did you do with them? But I'm here for it. I'll just hide. I was just listening.
Yeah.
Coffee Buzz, how was the Survivor recap that Josh did?
Oh, there was one star recap.
Yeah,
Coffee Buzz, you want to call in?
From what I've
No.
seen, Joe, it was actually really good. Like him and Natalie and Jason, like they really know what. Like Natalie loves it. Hey, like she was saying that when she was pregnant, she started binge watching a lot of that stuff.
yeah.
And like I'm not a Survivor fan, but I'm definitely looking into it now because of Josh. Because like I think he's so funny.
He is
He
funny.
is.
And
Yeah,
he's
I
just
think.
so down
I
to
think.
earth.
Yeah, I think I'm kind of like Jason. I think I've watched parts of season 1 with like Richard Hatch. And I think I've seen like 1 or 2 episodes of like the really early episodes, but never really got into it. And I'm just like, and I don't really know if I could catch up all 39.
Wow, there is a lot.
You
Like
know?
I'm obsessed with the challenge. Do you guys watch the challenge on MTV at all?
I love the challenge.
Yes.
Love it.
Oh, I love talking about it too.
If you ever do recaps, I'm here with you, Krista.
Really?
Like I love it.
I am obsessed with it. I
watch everything
need Corey to
challenge.
win. I need Corey to win, right?
Oh, you know what? I want Corey to win, but I really want Nilsson to win too because when he did that for Corey, that
Yes.
like that was just one of the most beautiful moments.
I cried. Joe, do you watch it, Joe?
No, I don't.
You should. It's really good. Like
I feel like I already watched way too much.
I know. But I'm like I need all right. So like I'm good with CT winning. I love it. I think he deserves it. But like yeah, when Nelson did that, I was like wow, because there was no way. It just made sense. You know, he knew that he was gonna. It was amazing. I was like wow, like he went in for him, and it was like, so we need Corey to win. And I kind of did not want what's her face. I think she's a layup. Oh God, she kind of makes it to the end all the time. She's a vet.
Nani?
Nani, yeah. Did she win? I forget. Did she win second or third this last one? I forget.
No, she let her girlfriend win.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Which if I was her girlfriend, I would have let her win. She's been doing this for 10 years.
Right. Do you believe that they're in love? Do you believe she's in love with her?
Oh yeah.
Nani's in love with her. Okay. Do you think it's real?
I reckon she is. Yeah, I think it is because like it seems to have formed naturally.
Yeah. You're right. They came together like that. So it's not like she came together after she won, you know, like she.
Yeah. Like they were already together before Casey won.
Right. And I just didn't know that Nani was, I didn't know if she was bi or I didn't know what,
yeah,
I wasn't sure.
I think she is possibly bi just from what I've seen over the years.
Yeah.
Because like I got into it when it started airing here and then I went back and watched a lot of them.
Yeah.
Because I know I got into it for Kyle Chrisley because he was on Geordie Shore and I love Geordie. And I like Kyle in the show. Like he's so funny. And he even though he's not playing the game, he's like playing the game.
Right. I like him. I like how they got together, him and what's his face? The other one. See, I'm so horrible at names. I'm like
Devin?
Yes. I was like, oh wow, okay. Like I hope that alliance stayed, but I was hoping it was real, you know. And like I think CT, I didn't know he was. I thought that him and his wife had separated, so I was happy to hear that they were still together. But yeah, when that comes back, we'll definitely recap that. I forget. I feel like I missed another. What did I miss this week on Bravo? We had was there Miami, right? Miami's done, right?
Yeah, we finished Miami. There was OC, Jersey.
Yeah. Jen Shah stuff, I think. Like, we didn't hear anything about
Salt Lake. There was the new Candy in the Gang that started this week.
I didn't see that. Do you guys?
I think that was a Sunday for you guys.
I think so. You know what? I'll watch that. I feel like I do already watch a lot, but I think if you guys are like, I'll definitely do this more. Like, I want to come live more because we did have 15 for me is a good crowd, but it seems like we're dying down. But you know, like it's hard for me because I get so like in my head and it's like, I don't know, you know, sometimes I was on there for like 3 hours and it's like, it's a lot, but like, I definitely want to come back and talk about like, you know, what's going on this week with Bravo and like, we could do some, you know, crap talking because we seem to do a lot of it in their group chat. And I want Joe to be able to join us, Joe.
Yeah,
Poor
but
Joe.
you know, you're very lucky I was able to join today.
I
'cause
know. Did you like decide not to go on your date, or did you just want to celebrate with us?
Okay, let's talk about this offline. This is not public.
Okay. I mean, come on, man. Like, I know, like,
And it's not a date.
well, okay, whatever you call it these days. I don't know what your kids are calling it these days, you know. But Miko, what time is it there? Like around noon?
It's like just 10 o'clock here
Yeah.
in the morning. Yeah.
I know, Tess, me too, but you definitely should call. Seriously, do you see me? I can't sit still. I look like I'm a retard. Like, do you really? We don't care. I love everybody. I'm just like, you know, I'm just here. Like, I'm not like polished, so it's not like I have a countdown or anything going on. Like, I'm all over the place. I literally have these things in my hand because I can't sit still. But, yeah, I definitely want to do this more. I think it's Friday night, and I also know Emily comes on soon too. So I don't like to.
Emily Baker?
Huh? Yeah, it's Friday, right? I think she does them at 8:00.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and I know a lot of people join. I love watching her too. So
I actually just watched the recap on Fridays because I do watch RuPaul's Drag Race on Friday nights. So
I love that.
so you got tickets for stuff in New York, Joe? Sorry.
Huh?
You got tickets to do other stuff in New York when you're coming up?
I do. I'm watching Dear Evan Hansen like 2 days after the thing, and then I think on that Sunday I'm going. I think it's like the UBS Bank Arena for the Stars on Ice.
Oh my gosh.
Nathan Chen and the rest of Team USA will be there. So
That's awesome.
Wow.
I know. I have to I feel like so like I don't do that stuff. It sounds like fun. Like I just don't know. Like, yeah. This is all like seriously, so I don't book rooms anywhere because I literally am so fine with just being at the Jersey Shore. I don't like to fly anywhere. So for me, like I never have to like book a room. So I don't even know how to do that. I don't know if an Airbnb is going to be cheaper. I don't know if we should book motels. I don't know if we should be close to whiskey. What's it called? To the place?
City Winery.
Because it is very like the crime rate is up a lot. There's a lot of mugging. It's bad. So, you guys, I want to just also let you guys know, like it's the crime rate's up. We won't want to be walking around by ourselves. Definitely try not to like, you know.
I'm too precious to be killed. We can't do that.
Yeah, we can't. Like seriously, I'll make sure I bring my I'll be packing. No, just kidding.
Oh, I said the keyword.
I know. I get nervous. Like, honestly, it's getting pretty bad. Like, I just don't know. Like, even in Philly, like, the crime rate's up. There's muggings, and every single night there's carjackings. People are getting shot every single night.
So are we doing, like, Ubers, or are we doing...
That's what I wanted to say. I was thinking, like, now, wherever we're staying, I think it would be, like, probably walking distance, maybe. And if we walk together, we'd be okay. But we could also Uber, too. Ubers are really cheap, like $7 or $8. It's for it's nothing, honestly. And like I was even thinking Airbnb, but
no Sprinter vans for any of us.
Oh God, the Sprinter van! Like seriously, that would be iconic because I just hear freaking Whitney. Oh my God, why are you in the Sprinter van? Oh, why aren't you in the Sprinter van? Like shut the fuck up. Can't stand it.
I would love to hear stories about all of you on a Sprinter van.
Oh God! I mean, I would be like, "Who's this guy?" I'd be on the pole, and then we have this guy. We don't even know if his name's Joe. We don't know who this guy is. He just showed up. It's like and then we don't know what Coffee Buzz looks like. We don't know what Mocha looks like. We don't even know if you're, you know what I mean? Like you guys could just show up and be like, "I don't know." You could say you're this. Who knows?
I'm mysterious. That's the beauty of social media.
Seriously, like I do know I did see a picture of you, but I just don't believe it. I don't believe it, Joe. I just don't. Because your voice does not match your picture.
What?
It just doesn't. I'm telling you guys are gonna be so shocked. It's a good shocking though. Like I'll sleep.
People say that about me too, Joe. So don't worry.
Like I'll sleep. Like I'm telling you right now, I would do them. So
wait, what voice were you expecting? Were you expecting a deep voice?
I expected maybe more like your avatar. Honestly, because you said you look like your avatar.
Yeah,
you don't. You do not. But I would still do you though. It's okay. Like Joe, whatever your name is. Well, I know your real name, but I'm not gonna tell you.
We're not. No.
I'm not. I just love it. I think it's hot though. It's hot. It's different. Hot. It's so like I was like, oh my God. I was like, wow. And now I can't look at you the same. Damn it. Like, this is getting a little late. Like, this is getting crazy. Like, I'm sleeping with my family. No.
See, I would jump on, but I get so nervous.
I don't know. At least, I mean, I guess I do get it because I used to. In the very beginning, I was not going to do this until I got my Botox. I get it once a year, and I still haven't gotten it. That's what took me so long to launch my channel. I'll sit here all day going like this, like seriously, because I'm 44 and I see it.
See, I would never guess that.
Really? I mean,
but then again, most people don't believe that I'm 32. Am I 32? Yeah, 32, 33.
Well, we wouldn't know. I mean,
everyone still thinks I'm like 21, 25.
I was getting that for a while, and then it stopped, and I started getting a lot. People were saying 47. I was like, not.
Well, black don't crack, so. I mean,
honestly, like, yeah, I mean, pretty much like you're ready, you're set. I love, and I look at like Dolores. Dolores is 3 or 4 years older than me, so like I think she looks amazing. I mean,
she did get a lot of,
Yeah, I do want. This is all I want. I just want this. I just want to fill this in right here.
Why you already look pretty?
I mean, just make it a little bit younger. I feel like it's just a little saggy, I was 100 pounds heavier at one point. When I got out of rehab, I gained 100 pounds. And if you look at my wedding pictures, and I think when I lost this weight, it's like a little bit saggy. I think I have extra skin. So I think that's what bothers me. But I mean, I appreciate all the good compliments because I know that like nobody's focused what I'm focused on. So I'm the only one looking at it, worried about it.
And I think we're all like that. Like for me, I've always been a big girl, and even though I know I'm pretty, and that's not me being conceited, I'm a good-looking girl, but I still get nervous around people and how they view me. And in all honesty, it's mostly because I'm brown.
Really?
Yeah. And it's one of those things like I've always got told, you're so beautiful, but you're brown, or you're so beautiful, but you're chubby. And it does knock you a bit, but for me, like, it's the whole thing of like, I like my anonymity.
Mm-hmm.
And especially online too, like you never know with people, and like I've had some people stalk me in the past, so
yeah,
I'd rather just keep my
I understand.
I forget that.
Yeah, I forget that sometimes there's other reasons why people don't want to be on, because I know there's times where Adam's like, there's 700 people, and I'm like, and I see 300 in the thing, and I'm like, so there's other people that aren't subscribed are like the reality stars, and like people probably aren't. There's reasons they're not subscribed, and they're just watching us, and it makes me, and I start getting nervous because it's a lot of people, it's a lot of eyes, and we're talking a lot of ish, Yeah. You're not always saying the nicest things.
No, but
people looking at me.
To be honest, Mocha, like when I started, like I kind of like fumbled on my words a lot because I was just nervous, like being on a public platform, even if I don't show my face. It was just really nerve-wracking, and I just got over it. So I think.
Yeah, no, like I'm glad you did, because like you are so witty. And the comments that fly out of your mouth, like when you first came on Anchor Watch, I was like so happy because for me, like talking is so easy. I can do it all day. But like physically showing myself is another story.
Yeah.
And like I love talking to other people and like talking to all of you guys.
I do too.
Because like we have so much in common, and for me, I don't have friends who like this type of stuff.
Same. That's how I tell them all the time. Thank God for you guys, because I mean, everybody's like, we are a good community, and like there is a group of us that do support each other really well, and like we all have our insecurities. Like I feel like a retard every time I'm on here, but like like I appreciate you guys even showing up, and everybody's so kind and so supportive to each other. Like I appreciate it all, and like I do understand like. You got insecurities, don't want to show your face. Like I don't even want you to if you ever, you know what I mean? Like I'm glad that like my little insecure, like the stuff I worry about, like how I can't sit still. I know what it looks like. I know, and I know what people think, but that's just who I am. It's like sober or hot, I cannot stop moving. I'm fidgety. My medicine is a side effect of my medicine. So it's like you either want me to take it, and if I don't take it, I'm crazy. If I take it, then I got to deal with the side effects. So, and one of the side effects is that it's called tarnic something. TV, I can't really see. And there's another, I don't
Yeah.
talk, I don't speak well either because I trip over my words. My brain's working way faster.
Yeah,
Like
your
like
brain's
my
on high
thoughts are way
speed.
faster, so it doesn't come out. It's not computing, and I'm like speaking, but like I'm having this whole other thing in my head.
Yeah.
I got shiny butterfly syndrome. Like,
But
and my
like,
sister,
don't ever let anyone say that you're not perfect the way you are. Like,
I'm trying to
so
accept
many
it.
people struggle with accepting and loving who they are. And like, I seen your video where you talked about yourself,
Yeah,
and I thought it was so beautiful and so strong.
thank you.
And
I
you know, it takes a lot for anyone to speak on any platform, let alone show yourself as well. So, you know, just be
yeah,
proud of who you are and like where you came from, Krista, because that's what's made you who you are. And like, clearly the people in the room enjoy
yeah,
you and your content. And
and
you know,
I have
you're
to
right, there is
remember.
a really great community, and some people are just not meant for greatness and kindness, and others are. So
That's the thing. Like, I feel like I don't make fun. I never want to make fun of somebody because of their looks or where they come from. Or I literally try to see everybody's side. Like, I do try to devil's advocate with everybody. I try to give everybody an like, you know, with Jen Shah or Erica. Like when I speak on them, people like or Jax. Like, I am trying to find a reason. Like, I feel like I can give a point of view, maybe because like with my bipolar, me being an addict, I've literally self-diagnosed myself. I literally have been just in my head diagnosing myself my whole life and like getting diagnosed by doctors, and I like diagnose other people. And I just look at it, I'm like, all right, well, they're this way because of this way, or just understand like they came from this. Like with Kanye, it's so hard for me. I cannot excuse his behavior now. I feel like somebody in his camp needs to get a hold of him because he's not on his meds. He is bipolar like me. He does not take his lithium, and I can see what's happening. He's getting to the point where he is justifying his actions, and it's getting dangerous. And somebody like I was justifying, not justifying, but I'm like, look, I question why Kim had 4 kids with him because I did not have kids because I knew I would be abusive. I would be mentally abusive. I just I just know like my bipolar is just not, it's not right. And I know I give her a lot of credit because she had 4 kids with him. But then I'm like, why? Because she knows, she has to know if he's off his meds, what's going to happen. And he's in psychosis, it looks like. This is just my perception. I feel like he's in psychosis, which when you don't take your Adderall, like you really believe that Kim's the enemy. He wants, you know, he thinks that it's okay to say that he's going to hurt her boyfriend. And like he's getting to the point where like he needs somebody in his family or somebody he trusts to get a hold of him and be like, look, you have to recognize, just even if 1% of you is wrong, just for our, you know, just for that 1% for your children, like either take your meds or get off of social media. He's going to end up in jail is what's going to happen. He's going to get terroristic threats. Like he's justifying this. And I don't think he's dangerous for his kids. It's just that mental, what they have to go through. Like it's hard to watch your father go through that because he's suffering.
yeah.
He's suffering. But he can't see past his own bullshit. And he's at the point, I was at that point where I thought everybody in my family was against me. I believed for like, I thought that my husband, that I wasn't crazy for a little bit and that they were all nuts and they were trying to get me locked away. That's what happened. Like I went into psychosis and like, I believed that everybody was going to like, it was horrible. And then I could say to myself logically after I would come out of that and be like, that doesn't make sense. But I would lie and say I was taking my meds. But just saying like somebody, he needs somebody that he trusts or to get a hold of
I
him.
think the last person he trusted, you know, like his mum,
Kim,
that really
his
shook
mom.
him,
That's
you know,
true.
because like I think like from me watching personally, after his mum left, everything seemed to change like it did for Scott Disick, you know. He lost both his parents and then he was left with the Kardashians, and then same with Kanye. And like
You feel very abandoned.
yeah, you know, like it's a lot. And I mean, I think everyone can understand each other in some stage. And
Yeah.
like I said, for what you've been through and what you share, you're so strong, Krista. Like, don't
I
ever
see,
let
like,
anyone change that
it's so
about
hard for
you.
me to, it's hard for me to, because I feel like I didn't really have a choice. You know what I mean? But like,
And a lot of times we
I feel like I
don't.
could crack it I sound like I could crack it any time, but I also feel like, I don't know, I've lived so many, it feels like when you said, are you a Gemini? I feel like I've lived so many different lives because who my husband is not, you would never think that I would marry somebody, though he would even marry me. Like, I swear to God, a total opposite. I'm a felon. I was, I came from a completely different life than him. So for him to like put all that trust in me, I have to believe you guys that like I became a better person. It's hard for me to see that, but I can like write it down on paper and I can say it out loud. But like I feel like a failure, I feel like a failure at life because I was.
I think everyone feels like that at some stage in their life. Like with my marriage, I felt like a failure, and then I realized it wasn't me. Like my husband was the broken person, and I
remember you saying it.
I couldn't help him get him what he needed, and he admitted to me like he made the mistake, and yet everyone blamed me for what happened. Yet I was the youngest out of the pair of us. I was going through my own illness at the time, and I still had to hold him up. Plus, I had his family on my back about just who he was. And, everyone, like I said, everyone goes through their own struggles. And, like so many of our friends have spoken about their things. And,
true.
I think, it's a good community.
It is. And I do like appreciate everything because I don't like, I guess maybe I pushed away the people in my life. Like I said, I'd had to break my heart to save my soul because I just wasn't strong enough to be around it and them, and truth be told, they've all gone down. I mean, the ship has sank. And
but you got to think about it as you were strong enough to pull away. Because it takes someone strong to leave something behind that they know that they're going to miss.
Just being lonely too. Like it's like I found this community and I remember like it was like right around the pandemic and I was just starting to like get out of it, like starting to realize that my life had to change. And my husband is, I was trying to be, just continually getting better mentally and everything. And I remember at one point I started hearing like podcasts and I was like talking about reality TV and I was like, oh my God, this is like, nobody could understand why we get obsessed with it and that feeling of wanting to talk about it because you don't get that in your life. So you find like a community of like-minded people, but then you start to realize like your insecurity, like, you start to talk to people and then, you form friendships. But like, I can honestly say that the friendships I formed ever since then, just like, me and Zach have our issues with Erica Jane stuff. But like, that's so dumb. But like, just your community, like our community of somebody, like I said before, I don't care if I have 100 subscribers. I'm here for them. Like, I'm not trying to be monetized. I want a community of people that want to come back and talk and like, give me a chance and like want to talk about stuff. I need to be more consistent, put more stuff out, but like, I appreciate you guys, the community that we do have and like the support. I know that like, there's some things that were going on that like, I refuse to let this come between any of my friendships on here. You know what I mean? I didn't want it to happen with somebody else and it did. And it was very hurtful and I don't understand it. So it's like, I'm glad and I appreciate all of you guys, honestly. So
quality versus quantity, I say.
Huh?
Quality versus quantity.
Yes, exactly. That's what it is. And it's, nobody has to sit here for 2 hours and talk to me. You know what I mean? Like, but I'll let you guys go. So, because it is getting late and I don't want to.
Yay, let's kiki again next week.
Yeah.
It was so nice to talk to you guys.
Yeah. Like if the guys during the week, if there's a couple lives and we don't get to see everybody, I'll see what everybody's doing and maybe we'll do them at night, maybe like Monday, Wednesday, Friday, we'll see. I definitely want to give Adam back his time because obviously, like, I know he's doing a lot right now, but I was like, oh my God, we're not going to see each other. But then I forgot we do have a little couple recaps, but I'm like, we need a spot to get together, but I don't want to take over. I just want to, in the interim, so we don't miss each other too much,
Yeah.
But.
Well, would we really miss each other though? You're always in a group chat.
I mean, we're always, I know, but it is fun to get on here though and talk about Housewives because I was so upset. I was so sick, guys. I missed the recap.
Wait, Mocha, are you in our group chat?
Yeah, are you on Twitter, Mocha?
Oh, I was, but I had to jump off for a while. I have had a lot going on over here. Plus, we've had flash flooding in Australia and another like virus of some sort. So it's been a bit of a rough couple of weeks.
Well, I'm glad that you're here. I appreciate you.
Yeah, no, like I love you guys in this community and like everyone in the chat. Like it's so good and everyone's got a good vibe and is lighthearted. And that's the type of people you need in your life. And that's why I'm so happy to meet yous all and catch up with yous like this.
Same. Definitely. Yeah, I definitely feel like I've formed a lot of friendships. Like I feel like, with the stuff that we talk about and the stuff that we reveal about each other, and we're still all supportive, that means a lot, you know. That shows a lot. Like, I feel like we were all meant to be here. And if we all thank Adam's family, but like, honestly, I feel like we were all meant to be here. And so I appreciate all of you guys, even Joe, because I feel like, Joe, you are becoming a friend. I believe you're definitely becoming a friend. I love you guys a lot.
Aw, thanks.
And I appreciate you guys. So I don't know how to sign off. I feel weird. So I'm just going to say bye.
Okay, bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. Love you guys.
Bye.
I'll post this. Love you guys. Bye. Oh, guys, do you know we were on all three? Just to let you guys know, we were on all three. We were on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube, guys. So just to let you guys know. But love you guys. Bye.